Howdy everyone, this is Dave, and here are 7 more disturbing PSAs coming in hot. This is part 2 of a multi-part series, so if you haven't seen part 1 yet, by all means check it out after this video.
Don't forget your meth face.
Essentially, PSAs allow organizations to display some horrific imagery upon an unsuspecting audience. And this disregard implants ideas and concepts that may not have even been a blimp on your radar before. You don't understand what it's like to have someone in your life out of their mind on drugs because you've made a conscious decision not to live your life that way? Well, here's a girl that could be your daughter selling herself for heroin. Here's an awful worksite accident. Here's a creep getting excited looking at a picture that you've posted of your kids online.
Jesus Christ.
But for real though, be careful about how much you're posting about your kids on social media. I could go off on a tangent about people having a digital footprint immediately after being born nowadays, and how literally everything they do is then documented afterwards.
2 hours later.
Does it take some lunatic that follows you to screenshot everything you post and send it to your physical mailbox in a bound book before you realize? Anyways, I have 7 more PSAs for you that will cover various subjects. So if there are some topics that you are unfortunately much too familiar with and would rather not watch, then I kindly suggest that you take a look at some of my other content, because this particular video may not be for you. With those of you that stay, we're gonna jump right back into the madness. Without further ado, here we go.
There's this thing going around called sniffing. You think you're getting high, but the dizzy, fuzzy feeling is just what happens when your brain doesn't get oxygen. The chemicals get in the way. So it's like you're not breathing. That's how sniffing causes brain damage and death. So when you think you're sniffing, your brain thinks you're drowning. And your brain is pretty much right.
I remember seeing this one when it aired back in the 90s. I remember my grandma being there and she was like, well, this is disturbing. And I would have to agree. Have you ever thought about drowning in your own room? I remember her specifically trying to break out through the window, and when she becomes lifeless and starts floating away. And to this day, I'm still not sure what sniffing is. I'm aware that there are drugs that you sniff, but I guess I'm just not aware of this term. So if you could clarify, then please put it down in the comments. All right, on to the next one.
Please give us £1, or we'll have to pull the trigger.
What the actual hell is this? That dog's sitting there just being a good pupper and someone just points a gun in its face and gives us an ultimatum? Even though it's all acting and stuff, that dog was very convincing. But seriously though, what the hell?
One day, Alex and Sam were mucking around on their phones.
Why don't we take a selfie? Yeah.
Then Sam had an idea.
I'll take a picture.
What if they sent a picture of Alex's willy to their friend Katie? You know, the kind that disappears in a few seconds.
Send.
When Katie saw it, she thought it was very funny. So she screen grabbed the picture and sent it to her friends. And they sent it to theirs. And the next day at school,
Newsflash! The world sees Alex's willy.
Alex even got a message from a bully. He then got one from a man he didn't know. Sometimes children share things they shouldn't online. And the effects can be devastating. Help keep your child safe. Search Share Aware.
Of all the PSAs I've looked at so far, this one is honestly one of the most relevant ones out there. Because people are just taking pictures and sending them everywhere without any regard of where they could end up. Talk about my willy being rubbish, will ya? But I personally don't know what I would do if I ran home and my grandma was sitting there looking at a picture of my That would be mortifying. All right, on to the next one. The amount of therapy involved for everybody after that incident would be extreme. Imagine being responsible for doing that to somebody. I don't know, there's definitely complacency at people's jobs. But honestly, if you get anything out of this PSA, don't be a hotshot.
Le récit de l'action, voici les choses de la compréhension de
And I was lucky my uncle didn't say anything.
These mountain killings in those areas will get some snow. Everyone else in the world.
This one is very effective. You can just see that the life has been sucked out of her. Even when she's going through life and sometimes even has a hint of having a good time, that looming presence is there. And she only escapes it once she's dead. The way they did the tentacle though, oh my god. The color and their moles and the hair and the veins, like it's just, oh, that is so gross. All right, let's move on to the next one.
James was with our company for 10 years before this tragic accident.
Accident? What are you talking about? Your company never fully trained me to deal with high voltage wires. And the way they were insulated, it was obvious someone wanted to get home in a hurry. What was I thinking? Not wearing all of my safety equipment.
The utter shock and horror as the dead rises from their casket and calls out the company who is apparently giving his eulogy? 10 years? Why didn't they take any time to train him? What was he doing before? Where is his family? It's just really blowing my mind that some representative of the company he's worked at for 10 years is giving the eulogy. Like, he's obviously not important enough to train. Why isn't a family or friend up there? I don't know. I'm digging too deep into this. Let's move on to the next one.
I can't wait till I grow up. I'll have the right to be happy, to be kept safe, to be kept warm, to feel loved, to be listened to be heard, to never, ever, ever cower or tremble or shake, or have my innocence punched or kicked or screamed away. I'll fight for the rights of children like me, who don't have a childhood. I can't wait until I grow up.
Join the fight for children's rights.
Whew, man, this one's hard to watch. Very brutal. I am so thankful I was never in that situation, but oh man, I couldn't imagine. That little kid is a great actor, though. Alright everyone, that's all I have for now. Definitely check out part 3 if you want to see more disturbing PSAs. If you found a way to enjoy this content, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, have a good one.